Hello everyone, this is Sabah Amir. So today we are going to learn about determinants of PES, price elasticity of supply. So what is price elasticity of supply? Basically the extent to which the supply of a product is elastic depends upon the flexibility and mobility of factors of production. So if factor of productions can be expanded easily and quickly, our products can be easily brought out of storage in response to an increase in demand, and the resulting rise in price supply will be elastic. If not, then supply will be inelastic. Similarly, when demand and price fall, supply will be elastic. If production can be cut back easily, products can be taken off the market and stored, the factors that can influence the degree of responsiveness of supply to price changes are different. The number one is level of spare capacity. So level of spare or excess capacity means when the industry is operating below full capacity. Then excess capacity means industry can expand easily by using previously unused variable and fixed assets. Then supply will be elastic. Okay, then supply will be elastic at below full capacity. So excess capacity means supply will be elastic because industry can expand easily, it can produce easily, it have enough and spare capacity. All right, next maybe when the industry is operating at full capacity level. If industry is producing at full capacity level, then industry cannot expand easily because it's already using its all available resources. Then at that time supply will be inelastic. So at full capacity level, the supply will be inelastic. So it was below full capacity. Now moving to the full capacity level. Full capacity. Supply will be inelastic. Okay. So let's moving to another one, that is time period. This is very much important. Time period is directly linked with price elasticity of supply. So the more time the producer has to make adjustments, the more elastic the product's supply will be. So with respect to time, supply can be of three types. The first one is momentary supply. Momentary supply, as I'm writing, momentary supply. Number two is short run supply. Short run supply, I will describe all three types after that. Short run supply. Number three, long run supply. Long run supply. So let's start from the first one, momentary supply. So a momentary time period is that during which supply is restricted to the quantities actually available in the market. The momentary time period is too short to change any factors of production and therefore alter the supply in response to changes in price or demand of the product in the market. So supply is fixed basically, or we can say in other way, perfectly inelastic supply. So during the momentary time period, an example can be supply of fish, maybe fruit, maybe vegetables in the local market. So if we make a diagram of momentary supply, so the curve will be like this. It will be perfectly inelastic and it will be parallel to y-axis. As you can see, it will be like this. The black line shows the perfectly inelastic supply curve. So this is, I'm taking price on the y-axis, quantity supplied on the x-axis, and this is PES is equal to 0, perfectly inelastic. So this will be for momentary supply. Okay, short run supply curve mean the short run is a time period long enough little to change one or two factors of production, maybe usually labor, but not enough to change all factors of production. Therefore, alter the supply in response to changes in price demand of the production in the market. In the short run, at least one factor of production is kept fixed. That may be a capital. Supply in the short run varies with respect to price and demand, but is price inelastic as shown in the figure. As you can see, I am making the diagram. Again, this will be for short run supply curve. So the curve will be inelastic or steeper curve. This will be steeper. So this is for short run supply curve. All right, now moving to the then moving to the long run supply curve. So long run is a time period long enough to change the quantity of all factors of production. So long run means it's a very long time period. You can change all factors of production and therefore alter the supply in response to changes in price or demand of the product in the market. The supply in the long run is more elastic than in the short run. So if we make the curve, it will be like this. The curve will be flatter as compared to short run supply curve. Okay, as you can see, the curve will be flatter. It's not steeper because we have enough factor of production to change our production and supply to increase the production. So these are basically three types that shows the time period. In momentary supply curve will be inelastic, in short run supply curve will be steeper, and in long run supply curve will be flatter, as you can see in the diagram. So if you want to do it, you can take a page and do practice on it. Then it will be more easy for you to understand. All right, now moving to the next one is level of employment. So here we will take at full employment and below full employment. So first we gonna take at full employment level. At full employment level. So at full employment level, no significant increase in output is possible in the short run because idle resources are not available and efficiency and technology can only be improved in the long run. So supply will be, therefore it will be inelastic. All right, and at below full employment, if we talk about the below full employment where we have already idle resources that can be used, then output can be increased easily by using the idle resources in the economy, then supply will be elastic at below full employment level. So these are two type of employment level in the economy where at below full employment supply will be elastic, and at full employment level the supply will be inelastic and cannot be increased. Okay, moving to number 4 point, and that is about the storability of a product. It's about the storability of a product. So if the product can be stored easily and cheaply, supply can be stopped by adding to inventory stocks during periods of low price. And when the prices rises, the quantity offered for sale can be increased quickly and easily by drawing from inventory stocks. Supply will therefore be elastic. And if the product cannot be stored easily and cheaply, supply will be inelastic. Number 5. So it's about the length of the production process. Now we will talk about the length of the production process. It's also very much important point because production process having great importance in price elasticity of supply. So if we have agri products or agricultural products, these products take a considerable amount time to change the supply because weather, rain and these things involved in it, so their supply will be inelastic in the short run. Okay, and the second type, maybe if we are making in the economy manufacturing products. So first, its supply will be inelastic in nature or inelastic in the short run. But in manufacturing products, as compared to the production of agricultural products, the production process for manufactured products is shorter. So, manufactured products have a relatively elastic supply because overtiming can be used, and labors can be work more, and can placed heavy machinery, or maybe we can take more time or work from the machinery, then production can be increased, and their supply relatively elastic as compared to agri products. So stick as compared to agri products. So moving to the third one point, no, we will moving six point. Yes. So it's about the time required to increase capacity. So it's also very much important point, time required to increase capacity. If we want to increase the capacity, or if we want to increase the capability of the production, our production size, then time requirement is very important. So if expansion takes a short time, if in a short time we can create expansion, or we can expand our unit, our production supply will be elastic. Then you can take the example of clothing industry, garments industry. And if expansion takes a long time, we need enough time to create expansion, or unit expansion, then supply will be inelastic, especially in the mining industry. Now moving to the next one, that is number 7, ability to import inputs. This is also very much important, and too much cost involved in this point. If a country can import raw material, machinery, etc. from abroad easily and cheaply, then supply will be elastic, even at full employment level. And if a country's closed economy, supply will be inelastic at full employment level. But nowadays you can see that all the country can import different things and raw materials from each other, then they can increase their supply. So this was end for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.